Hey friends, I really quickly wanted to paint this really cute mouse ornament. I'm gonna have him in my whatnot show tonight, and all the little pieces were extra difficult to package, so I want to make sure I have a sample for my show so everybody can see just how darling he is. So here I am color sorting. I'm gonna do the little end of the hat and the snowflakes white. Might do that white too. This will be deep burgundy and this will be deep burgundy. This will be baby blush. These will be brown. These will be black. I might do that brown too. I don't know. And then I'm gonna do these gray, slate gray. So I think this will be pretty quick paint. So slate gray, this is just a color match I got at Home Depot from Deco Arts, slate gray color. Gonna go ahead and paint the base layer. You don't really need to paint right there because his face is gonna cover it, so keep that in mind. And his hat's gonna cover this hat, so really did not need to paint that, but we did. All right. I'll let that dry, get a little bit more, and I'm gonna put it on the tape to hold it. Go lightly over the scored lines. You can use a scraper tool if you get paint down in the lines like this. I have this I got from the dollar store years ago. I also made my own scraping tool with the needle and a mechanical pencil, and I just picked up these off of Amazon. They're just like clay texture tools. It's a little thicker than this scraping tool, but not much. It works. So just other options of tools you can use. All right, so this is already pretty dry, so I'm just gonna add another layer on here, and my dog's gonna bark because a bird just hit my window. We have these big windows in our house, and this year for some reason the birds just really like to hit the window. We've been here for several years and I've never noticed it as bad. All right, I'm gonna get just a little bit more slate gray and do a second coat on here. Again, just a light layer so you don't get paint down in the score lines. And if you do, you can use your scraping tool to clean them out. Just be patient so you don't jump the track. And you move this closer to me so I can see. Okay. Get his eyebrows real quick. Okay. We'll let those dry. I am going to go in with deep burgundy to do his hat. And then I'm going to use baby blush for his little pink nose. Find a smaller little makeup sponge. Okay, and then I'm going to use, I think I'm gonna use milk chocolate for the button and his little tag there. And just go over the tag lightly so you don't get paint down in the lines. Cute. All right. And then I'm gonna do white here. Actually, I'm gonna do light buttermilk. And I got some paint in this score line. Okay. And black for his booties. Give that just a few more minutes to dry. Using makeup sponges, I find the paint dries really fast. Okay. Get a baby wipe so I can clean my fingers off. I'm going to take one of my baby wipes because we're going to be shading and fold it up. Stick it over here and find my angle brush. So I think since this one's so small, I'm going to use my 1/4 inch 6 mm. This is a Royal Ling nickel that I got at Michael's. And I'm going to get that nice and wet. Let's take a look. He looks pretty good. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to float some, we're going to go in with some black. Just a little bit of black, a little bit goes a long ways. And need a little bit more water. Like that. I'm not worried about that because we will be covering it up with his face. think that looks good. I'm also going to use my distressing crayon. So this is Fire Brick and a blending brush. Just load up my brush, work it in, and then I'm going to put some pink in his ears. Do the same to the other side. Just kind of like adding blush. And we are going to do the same to this side. I'm thinking, do I want to shade around his face first? Because this will activate with water, so I think I'm going to do that real quick. I'm going to put some shade, float some black around there. And then I'm also going to highlight too. So I'll just do the bottom. I think that's good. Let that dry for a minute. I'm also going to take what I have on the brush and just go over the top of his nose. Just like that. Okay, I think I'm done with that. And then I'm going to go back in, what did I do with my white sponge? And add another layer of white to the stars in his hat rim. Okay. Alright, I think I am going to go ahead and add some white highlights. So using my small angle brush. You could use a paint pen if you'd like. Had a little too much water on there. Okay, that makes me happy. All right, and then I'm gonna add a white highlight to his hat. Actually, you know what? I think I might add some stripes. Let's find a small flat brush. I'm looking at my paint pad, I think that's too wide. Let's see. So many to choose from here. Oh, it might be good if it doesn't need to be cleaned. I'm a lazy painter. Sometimes I don't clean my paintbrushes very well. And it always bites me in the butt. Alright, so I'm going to take a little bit of extra water and just kind of work it in to the white paint. It'll help get the paint to flow. And let's see if I can do this. Ice cream man just drove by. Excuse the dogs. This doesn't have to be perfect. I need to move it. It's hard for me to do straight lines if it's not in a certain position. Alright, I think I like that. And this will go I forgot to paint the hole for the ornament, so let's paint that. One of the reasons why I like to dry, like place things before sticking them together. Make sure I have everything. Okay. Do I want to add something to this? I think we will. Just to warm it up. So I'm going to use my angle brush and some milk chocolate. I'll just go like that. I like that. All right, and we should probably do the same thing to his top of his Santa hat. I like that. All right. Start putting them together. Making sure everything is lined up. Cute. And with his hat brim, I'm just gonna line his hat up so it's like at the bottom of the ears. Oh, his face shifted just a little bit. Want to be careful with pressure so you don't put too much on the tail. And take my thing and get rid of some of that extra glue. That looks good. Something shifted right there. The hat. Cute. All right, add a itty bitty little bit of glue. Add his nose. Cute. All right, I am actually gonna use my new scraper tool that I got. That's people use for clay texturizing, and push those little itty bitty pieces out of the button. Add a little bit of glue there and a little bit of glue there. And ooh, sticking to me. And a heart. line it up with the score lines and his little booties. We'll deal with the tag and the stars in a minute because we're going to add some more little accents to them. I am going to try this little liner brush. I haven't used this one yet, so I don't know how good it is. Well, maybe. Nope. Where's my liner brush? So here's a liner brush I picked up at Hobby Lobby. It's Royal and Langnickel, number 2. So I'm gonna get that nice and wet, and then load up some paint. Make sure to get it into the paintbrush. I'm probably gonna regret using this because this is such a small mouse, but we'll see what happens. All right, so I am going to add a swoosh here and a swoosh here. So you want to let up on the pressure of your brush as you get to the end of your little swoosh. Just loading up my brush again, and we will add another one here. And one to his hat. I don't like that one. That's why baby wipes are handy. Better. And we'll add one to his ear. And we'll add one to the other ear, but I'm going to go from the bottom up. Cute. Okay, let's get some on his booties. I like that. Did pretty good. All right, then I'm gonna take my dabber and we're just gonna add some dots to the bottom of these swooshes. You don't have to do this. This is how I like to paint. This is just inspiration for you. I'm gonna add a little dot to his nose, and I'm going to add some dots on top of his cheeks. Pretty cute. All right, let that dry. Move some of my stuff out of my way. And I'm going to use this natural polished hemp. I picked it up at Walmart. And what else do I want to use? Thinking. Yeah. We'll see. I might use this, I might not. All right. The tag's gonna cover up those dots, so that wasn't really necessary. I think what I'm gonna do with his tag is just do a bow with the jute. So bunny ear, oops, lost my bunny ear, and then just wrap it around. I'm losing my bunny ear. All right. Oop, lost my loop. Yep, that's good. Put some of my tail down. I'm gonna plug in my hot glue gun. That'll take a minute. And let me think about my ribbon. All right, so I went and got some different ribbon. I think this will look really good. It's like a velvet ribbon. I don't know, about a little over 12 inches. And while we are waiting for the hot glue gun, I am gonna go ahead and string him up. So I fold it in half to find the center of the ribbon and then pinch it like this so I can get it through the hole if I can. That's pretty small. Well, we might be going a different route. Well, let's see if I can just get one side of the ribbon in. You want to be careful because if you put too much force on that hole, it could break. So I'm just using my dabber tool to try and feed that through. Once I get it started, it should be pretty easy. There we go. And be careful of his tail. Okay. That won't look bad. I'm just gonna tie it. Stuff's thick. And then I'll snip the ends here. Might be a little long, but that's fine. We're going with it. All right, how's my hot glue? It's almost ready. So I'm gonna put one snowflake up there and the other one down here. Go ahead and add that real quick. He's so cute. I'm not a fan of mice, but fake cute ones, I kind of like them. I just put hot glue on the back of that, and I don't know why I did it. I'm gonna glue that right underneath his cheek there. And I'm gonna put hot glue on the back of this. Be careful, hot glue is hot. I have burnt myself so many times. My husband now keeps burn cream on hand. I'm just gonna snip this a little bit. Oop. My tag moved. My scissors are dull. All right, guys, he's so cute. All right, these will be available tonight in my Whatnot shop. Hope to see you there.